What if I told you that Clark Gable, Hollywood's ultimate leading man, had a side of his life and career that was completely hidden from the public, a side so shocking and revealing that it will change the way you see him forever? The truth behind the charm, the charisma, and the smoldering screen presence is far more complicated than fans ever imagined. Clark Gable was the epitome of classic Hollywood masculinity, a screen legend whose charisma, rugged good looks, and commanding performances made him one of the most adored actors of all time. Known as the King of Hollywood, he starred in iconic films like Gone with the Wind, It Happened One Night, and Mutiny on the Bounty, captivating audiences with his charm and magnetism. Yet behind the on-screen persona of the ultimate gentleman and romantic hero, Gable's life was filled with controversies, personal struggles, and shocking truths that the public rarely saw. Despite his suave demeanor and seemingly perfect image, Gable is far from the flawless leading man Hollywood marketed him to be. Sources close to him later revealed a side of his personality that was volatile, demanding, and at times ruthless. Co-stars and crew members often described him as intimidating on set, a man whose temper could flare without warning and whose pursuit of perfection sometimes made working with him a challenge. While fans saw the effortless charm, behind the camera, Gable was a complex figure, navigating fame, personal loss, and the immense pressures of being Hollywood royalty. Even more startling were the secrets of his personal life. Gable's marriages, affairs, and private relationships painted a far more intricate picture than his public image suggested. While audiences swooned over his romantic on-screen moments, the reality behind the scenes involved complicated dynamics, hidden affairs, and intense personal struggles. He grappled with loss, the demands of fame, and the expectations placed upon him as a symbol of American masculinity. These hidden layers of his life reveal that the man behind the legend was deeply human, flawed, vulnerable, and sometimes difficult to understand. Another shocking aspect of Gable's life was his involvement in World War II. Unlike many actors who avoided military service, Gable enlisted in the Army Air Forces, leaving his Hollywood career at its peak to serve his country. While his wartime service added to his hero image, the details of his experience, facing real danger, witnessing loss, and returning to an industry that had moved on without him, added an unexpected layer of depth to his story. It was a side of Gable that few fans appreciated, not just a movie star, but a man of courage, sacrifice, and resilience. The combination of personal complexity, hidden struggles, and the contrast between his public image and private reality makes Clark Gable a far more fascinating figure than his films alone suggest. Fans who only know him from the silver screen often imagine him as the ultimate romantic hero, but learning the truth behind the persona, the tempers, the secrets, the sacrifices, forces a reassessment of what it meant to be Clark Gable. He was a man who lived under immense pressure, balanced personal turmoil with professional perfection, and left a legacy that is as complicated as it is legendary. Ultimately, the story of Clark Gable reminds us that icons are never exactly what they seem. The charming smile, the confident swagger, and the undeniable screen presence are just the surface of a life full of contradictions, struggles, and hidden truths. Knowing the real Clark Gable adds depth to every classic film, every on-screen romance, and every public appearance, forever changing the way we look at one of Hollywood's greatest stars.